Good morning, good morning, good morning again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea for this morning. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and you can't say I didn't warn you in the last video. Folks, before we get started, please bear in mind that I am completely fog-brained and I'm having all those wonderful side effects of the second Pfizer shot. So kind of bear with me here as we go through this news on the JD versus AH case. By the way, that is going to be linked right there in the description box. I may be fog brain, but I still remember my details. Sometimes routine saves my ass. Especially when I can almost do it in autopilot at this point. Okay. So, this is as of Wednesday, October the 13th, 2021. So, this just came out today. We have news, we have news, we have news. Judge won't send Johnny Depp's defamation suit to Virginia Supreme Court. Thank you, baby Jesus. Not that I expected it to happen, really at all, but at the same time, the judge did say this was her last mulligan when it came to getting this case thrown out of court. It has been denied. Now, hopefully we can get down to some business, right? Okay, well, let's go ahead and read the article. By the way, I don't even expect Courthouse News Service to be on our side. So, as trial nears in defamation case brought by actor Johnny Depp against his ex-wife, actress Nameless won, attorneys went to court Tuesday morning in a last-ditch effort to get the case dismissed. You know, for someone who has the most convincing case for DV in years, in decades, I believe her words to him was, you sure try to get it thrown out a lot. I wonder why, if you have all of this evidence. Wouldn't you rather welcome the chance to display it before the world? She's full of bullshit. That woman is so full of crap, it's not even funny. Fairfax, Virginia. On 3 occasions, attorneys have tried, without success, to get Johnny Depp's defamation case against his ex-wife tossed out of Fairfax County Circuit Court. Today, that effort may have reached an end. It fucking better have. Good God. How much is this court going to allow her to just... My God, at this point, how many trees has this woman killed with her useless attempts? Just saying. In a ruling from the bench, Judge Penny Escarate refused to allow lawyers for actress Nameless One's Depp's ex-wife to petition the Virginia Supreme Court to weigh in on legal issues at the core of her last attempt to dismiss the case. Essentially, the attorneys wanted the state's high court to tackle whether case law supports their contention that the court should embrace findings from a United Kingdom court that Depp, 58, abused his ex-wife on a dozen occasions. Bullshit! He never laid a hand on her. Again, between the two of them, who has medically documented injuries and who doesn't? Yeah. Just saying. This would have ended the Virginia case, which is based on Depp's charge that Heard, Nameless One, 35, defamed him by describing herself as a domestic abuse survivor. Because she did. She did, folks. Sorry. Filed in March 2019, Depp contends that an op-ed written by the Nameless One and published in the Washington Post defamed him. Because it did. The Nameless One's piece, which described the pitfalls of coming out of as a domestic abuse survivor, never mentioned Depp by name. Really? She used the word husband. She only has one husband. Fucking really? If y'all can't figure that out, I don't know what to tell you, but you obviously missed the obvious, which is a lot of her stand, so maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. But Depp lost his Pirates of the Caribbean Part 4 days after publication of the editorial. He is asking for $50 million in damages. Let's not forget the fact that he lost his Fantastic Beasts franchise roles and that he's being blackballed all over Hollywood. Who the hell cares anyway? Fuck Hollywood. This is coming from a disabled person's point of view. We got problems with Hollywood. There's no love lost between the two communities there. None whatsoever. Heard subsequently filed a counterclaim, charging that Depp orchestrated a smear campaign against her by repeatedly accusing her of perjury and being a hoax artist. Because you are, sweetheart. Because you are. And if you wish to prove me and all the rest of us wrong, it's very simple. You only have to do a few things. You don't even have to release it to the wider world, but at least to the judge, release the medical records. Release the medical records of these so-called horrendous injuries that you had. Because if they were as horrendous as you say, I'm sorry, you can have the strongest will on the freaking planet. But you're not going to be able to move around like she did. Especially when you're talking about fractured ribs. Bruised ribs are hard to deal with. What? Moving around like wacky, wild, inflatable Tomb Man after supposedly getting fractured ribs? Come on now. And where's the x-rays to that effect? I'm just saying. Her lawsuit demands $100 million in damages. The trial is set for spring 2022. How anyone buys her shit just based on facts, just based on the facts alone, and in her case, the lack thereof. If anyone were just to judge it just on the merits of the case, by looking at both sides' evidence, it is very, very clear who's lying and who's not. And Depp isn't lying. She, on the other hand, very much is. Some legal facets of the case, for example, whether Depp is barred from relitigating issues covered in the UK, have not yet been fully decided, argued Elaine Charles Bredehoff, Heard's lawyer. Oh, for fuck's sake, they did the second appeal. God, this woman, when she's breathing, she's lying. But Depp's attorney Ben Chu of Brown Rudnick LLP asked the court to deny the motion. He pointed out that in August, Azcarate handed down a 10-page opinion rejecting the argument that the case should be dismissed because of the UK ruling. Thank you. I believe there was a war. Started about 1776. That happened so that we didn't have to just accept British law and British rulings. I'm just saying. And really. That case involved a lawsuit against a British tabloid and its editor over the story that described Depp as a wife beater. Thank you! She was not the damn defendant, therefore it is not relevant. My God. I'm not even an expert in law, so to speak. I mean, I know enough to be dangerous, especially with ADA law, but I'm no expert, and even I can see through this bullshit. In her opinion, Ascarati noted, the defamation claim in the UK was based on completely different statements than the present case. Thank you! It was literally against a publisher. Literally against a publisher. Good God. The only reason why she was involved was they used her as a witness. In her ruling today, Ascarati ticked through each legal standard required to send the case to the Virginia Supreme Court and concluded that the case didn't qualify. The judge's decision did not appear to be a close call, Chu remarked. Well, thank God for that. Oh, God. I wish I had a miss Photoshop. I fucking miss Photoshop. I'll be happy when my regular salary is going to be working so I can get some new freaking software. So I can stop seeing her face in these videos. So, Miss Thing's third attempt to get this full case thrown out. She who, has the greatest DV case of all time, with all his evidence. Third attempt to get it thrown out has been denied. My God, does anyone think the judge is tired of this shit yet? I have to think that she is. And I know some folks have been asking, I read it this morning. I'm actually lucky I can remember anything at this point, but I did see, is she finally going to start getting sanctioned? Maybe, maybe not. But do you think she cares? She's not the one paying for it, remember? I'm just glad to see it. And I hope against hope, because this woman doesn't know the meaning of the word no. I hope this finally shuts it down. Let's save a few trees. Let's just focus on the case. Just saying. I hope she comes to the realization that whether she likes it or not, she's going to have to go to court. Actions have consequences. It's about time she stopped throwing a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old and own up to her actions. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out while I'm still semi-coherent. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. Feed that algorithm. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.